I'm currently an alumni of a sorority, but when I was in undergrad, I was a member of a chapter, and I know that even now I still get questions about recruitment and about sororities and about my experience and all those kind of things. And while that could be a whole long series of stuff, in this video I'm going to specifically talk about sorority recruitment and my personal experiences and what I think about it, what you should expect, and also if I think it's worth it. I actually did not rush until my sophomore year. When I was coming to college, none of my family, none of them went Greek, and so Greek life wasn't really something that I saw myself fitting into. I was like, yeah, no, I pictured blonde hair, blue-eyed, like super preppy girls that wear like Vineyard Vines and Lily Pulitzer. So I was like, you know, like that's just not for me. Before I got to college, that's kind of what the idea that I had in my head about like what sororities were. Did not see myself at all as a sorority girl or someone that really wanted to do all of that. And I always heard the stereotype of, you know, sororities and fraternities are like paying for your friends and that kind of stuff, and so I just felt like I didn't need that. Like I said, none of my family was Greek, so all I could think of was all the stereotypes and all the things that I hear about it. I knew some people that were in Greek life, but I still didn't really feel like it was something that would be for me. Once I got to college, I actually had one of my best friends who went to college with me. I've known her since I was in like the 5th grade, and we ended up going to the same college, and so it was super cool to have someone that I was super close with there at college with me. And then I had another friend who was from my hometown, and she knew my best friend already because they had gone to middle school together. And so I was like familiar with her, whatever. Ended up the three of us became like best friends. And so my two best friends during the span of our freshman year both joined sororities. Kind of getting to meet their friends and getting to hang out with girls that I thought were like, oh yeah, sorority girls. Obviously my best friends were in sororities, but getting to hang out with their friends and sort of seeing the kinds of people that were in their chapters and sort of the things that they did and just the way that they are, and just kind of getting to meet more girls that were in sororities, I started thinking, and I was like, okay, like maybe this is something I want to do. Like maybe this is something I'm interested in. Like I like a lot of these girls. Like I think they're super cool. Like they're really not what I expected from sorority girls. It's really not like the stereotype at all. So like maybe I should give this a shot. Like maybe I'll try. I think a really big thing for me was that I loved recruitment. Like I had so much fun during recruitment week. Yes, it was really hot out. Yes, it was long. Yes, I was super tired and definitely tired of talking to people after that week, but I had so much fun. And I think what big part of that was that I didn't go into recruitment feeling like I needed to find a sorority. I went into recruitment with an open mind. I was like, okay, I already have my friends. It's my sophomore year of college. I've made my own friends. I've joined my own organizations, but now I kind of want to see what this whole sorority thing is like. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll go through this week and then I'll decide that this isn't for me and I don't want to pay this money and whatever, so I'll just keep it moving. That's what I thought going through it. I was like, there's no like commitment here. There's not something that like I have to have this chapter, I have to go here, I'm gonna die, or like I won't go here. There was really none of that. I really went in with a really open mind, and I was just like, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna work on my people skills, I'm gonna practice talking to people, and I'm gonna get to know as many girls as I can. And that's really what it was. Essentially, recruitment is really the chapters trying to get to know you and see if you're going to be a good fit for their chapter. It really has nothing to do with like who's the best or anything like that. It's no sort of competition in that way. It's really just a sorority is a chapter, which could be 100 to 500, however large your campus is. But it's a whole bunch of girls all in one place who all really have lots of separate personalities and are really diverse, but they all somehow work together so well. And what chapters want to find is people that are going to blend well with their chapter and are going to contribute and help grow their own chapter. It's not some competition on like, okay, I have to act a certain way and I have to be this kind of person because like this is the kind of person that is in this chapter and that's what I want to be. I think it's really important to be yourself throughout recruitment week, because if you are going to actually join that chapter, you want to have been sincere the whole week of recruitment, and you want to have been yourself so that you know that these women that are wanting you to be a part of their chapter are really wanting you for you. And And I think that a lot of girls, especially if you're rushing as a freshman, a lot of girls go in thinking that they have to have some specific chapter, or they have to go here, or else like it was a waste of time, or all these kind of things. And I think you kind of block a lot of stuff out during that week, and you miss a lot of opportunities if you go in thinking that you have to have one place, or you can't go to a certain house and things like that. I think it's really key to go in with an open mind for recruitment and not have any preconceived ideas about chapters or things like that, or putting any negative thoughts in your head about anywhere. I think you should just go in with an open mind, just looking to get to know as many people as you can, being genuine and being nice to people and really wanting to be there, because that makes all of the difference. You don't really want to go in and have some idea that you have to have one chapter. You want to get to know people, you want to get to know the girls throughout the week, and you want to see where you end up. Like I said, I went in with an open mind. I didn't really have any idea of where I wanted to be. I knew the chapters that my friends were in. I knew the chapters of girls I liked, but there was no like, I have to go here, or I have to go to these houses, or anything like that. I was like, I'm just here for the experience. I'm here for the ride. When I went in that way, it was a lot of fun for me, just getting to kind of talk to girls and getting to know different girls. And I actually ended up staying friends with a lot of girls that I met through recruitment who didn't even necessarily go to the same house that I did. Just kind of girls throughout the week that like we were waiting in line together and we were complaining about how hot it was, and then we started talking about, oh, I like your blouse, or things like that, you know, just like being friendly and getting to know people and having just like genuine interaction with people. And then like, you know, seeing them on campus later, seeing them on game days and things like that, and you kind of like relink like, oh my gosh, like where'd you end up? Like how are you doing? Are you loving it? It was definitely really cool to see all the friends that I made outside of whatever chapter that I ended up in, just through the process of recruitment. So I think it's super important to, you know, reach out and try to make as many friends as possible. And like I said, literally take advantage of this time and network and try to make friends and just be genuine and work on those people skills if you need them, like I do. Where I actually ended up was somewhere that at the beginning of the week, if you would have asked me if I saw myself there, I would have been like, no, like I don't think so. The only girls that I know there don't look like me, so I was just like, oh no, like I don't think, you know, that's gonna be where I'm gonna end up. The girls that I talked to during that week, I literally loved every single one of them, and every conversation that I had I felt like was really genuine, and I remember the conversations really well, and we talked about things that were like actually important, and I connected with them, and then didn't feel like it was this, you know, surface level, just like fake conversation just to get by. It was all like very genuine conversation where I felt like I was really connecting with people, and these were people and that I could see myself hanging out with, you know, all the time. Finally, after like the third girl that I talked to like that, I was like, wait, like I really like it here. Like I can really see myself here. They ended up being my top choice for most of the week, I want to say. But it was like at the beginning of that week, if you would have told me that that's where I would have ended up, I would have had absolutely no idea. If you would have said that to me a year before, when I was a freshman coming into college thinking like Greek life isn't for me, I would have probably called you a liar. I was so happy with the chapter that I ended up with, and I made so many friends. Personally, it takes me a little bit longer to make friends. I tend to say that I have a fairly strong personality. I'm a very nice person, but I'm not a very friendly person, is kind of the way I always describe myself, because I'm an introvert, but I'm working on becoming more extroverted. But for me, I'm always just kind of more comfortable within myself. I really like having alone time. I'm very independent. I like doing things on my own, and I'm not very good at reaching out to people and making sure I get social interaction in. So recruitment was really great for me because I got to sort of work on those people skills and work on talking to people and work on making friends. And then being in my chapter, I can't honestly say that I was friends with every single girl. I can say that I liked every single girl that was in my chapter because I honestly did, but I was not necessarily friends with every single girl. But that's because I personally am not someone that goes out of my way to like try to make new friends. I like tried as much as I could, but I was also so busy in school that it was super hard for me. So while I did like reach out to some people trying to make new friends, it is really difficult when you're balancing, you know, the commitments of a sorority. I was also involved with student government and other clubs on campus, and so for me it was just like a lot going on, and so it was really hard for me to sort of go out with everyone and make as much friends as I feel like a lot of people in my chapter did. But I did still make a lot of really true friends, and I really know that they're going to be friends that I'm going to have for life, and I would not have met them if it wasn't for my chapter and it wasn't for going through recruitment. So I'm really grateful for that. I also love my big and I love my two littles. I have a little and then I have an adopted little. I'm not going to go into a whole tangent about families and whatnot because that should be talked about in another video because I'm just talking about recruitment here. Make sure you're trying to be there to get to know the girl that you're talking to or the multiple girls that you're talking to, and that you're really having genuine conversations with them and that they can tell that you want to be there, because I can tell you from the recruiting side that when you can tell that the person that you're talking to wants to be there and is interested in talking to you, it makes it so much easier to talk to them. And most of the time, girls are like that. Girls do want to talk to you, and girls are excited to be there, and that makes it so much more fun because honestly, being in a chapter, you really want people to enjoy recruitment. No one is going through hoping that people don't enjoy recruitment and that people are super stressed out all week or any of that kind of stuff. Like, we were all there once, we understand that, and we want you guys to have a great recruitment too. And you're excited to talk to us and you have lots to say and you're being genuine and just having great conversations, like that's gonna play more into the conversations that you have, and that kind of helps. I think sororities should be an addition to who you are. I don't think they should define who you are. What I learned while going through recruitment was that every chapter has diversity and every chapter has girls that are so different yet so like you, and you really have to find the chapter that you feel at home at. That means that girls that you can go to the house and sleep on the couch during lunch, or the chapter where you can sit down at any table with anyone, even if you don't know the girls, and they're going to start a conversation with you and you're going to feel comfortable talking to them, or a chapter where you feel comfortable speaking your mind in meetings and things like that, where you're just going to feel comfortable. I'm not going to lie to you and say that recruitment was easy or that I was stress-free the whole week, but I can tell you that in the long run, it was fun. At the end of the week, I was so happy that I did it. I was also so happy that I waited a year to do it. For a lot of girls, I feel like they go into recruitment for the wrong reasons, and the fact that I waited until I was a sophomore and I waited until I kind of seen campus and seen the way sorority girls acted on campus and seeing my friends in those different chapters, it kind of like really got me thinking, and which I think it plays a huge part into why I was so open-minded and I went in so positive with sorority recruitment. That had a huge impact on how beneficial recruitment was to me, and I don't think that I would have had the same experience had I gone in, you know, expecting something bad or having expectations where I needed to go somewhere. So in conclusion, as someone who would have never thought that she would be a part of a sorority, as someone who would have never thought she would have stayed in a sorority, I definitely think that sorority recruitment was worth it. But I think it really depends on your outlook on the whole shebang and how you're going to deal with the week, because it is a really stressful week and there is a ton going on and you're getting tons of information and meeting tons of people, and it's hot depending on where you live, and it's just like overdrive and it's grueling and it's long, but it is so worth it. You just have to go in with a positive outlook on it. You have to go in thinking, hey, I'm here to make friends. If I find a home, that's great, but I don't need a home. I think that's one of the key things that's super important, is that you don't really need a sorority. I'm never going to say that I needed my chapter. My chapter was a great growing point for me, and my chapter has led me to so many great experiences and so many people, but I'm never going to say that my college experience was dependent on me joining a sorority. Me joining a sorority was an addition to my college experience that made it even better. And so I think that's super important, that you're not looking for a chapter to define you, you're looking for a chapter to enhance you, and a chapter who's going to help you grow and who you are going to be able to contribute to make you a better person, make that chapter a better. Okay, I'm almost 100% positive that there's lots of stuff in this video that I definitely forgot to mention, so I'll probably be doing more videos like this, so let me know in the comments below specifically if you have any questions or any videos you think would be interesting or that you want me to do about being in a sorority, about maybe what the experience is like, what to wear for recruitment, what kind of questions they're going to ask you. As usual, make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe, and check back for new videos every Tuesday and Friday.